Well, good morning and welcome to Friday. I'm still, y'all, I'm going to start getting up at 4:45, I think. I just told Christy that. I'm going to have to start getting up earlier because to be able to get all this stuff done and get up here and be on time for you guys at 6:30 is super important. But welcome to Friday. Good morning, Lynn. How are you? Hope you are well. I am going to get this thing cranked up so I can see everybody. I hope everyone is looking forward to a fantastic Friday. Good morning, Facebook user. It's always good to have an anonymous Facebook user with us in the mornings. That makes for just fantastic. So if you could please identify yourself, Facebook user, I will know which one of these is. That's probably Anna. I'm guessing that's Anna. So Anna, good morning. You got to get that fixed, girl. Click that link and sign back up. Good morning, Anthony Davis. What's up, man? What is happening? AD's in the house. AD Junior, because I'm like, I have to be AD Senior, so he's AD Junior. Good morning. Good morning. Two more anonymous Facebook users. Man, we just got a whole house full this morning. Love you guys, man. This Friday. Who loves some Friday, y'all? And I'm telling you, nothing makes you enjoy Friday any more than the school year. When you don't have to get up and get the dogs. I'm looking at dogs on my Facebook thing because I'm trying to find our agent page. When you have to get kids up in the morning and send them to school, it makes you appreciate the Friday mornings. Let's see. I don't know why it's so hard for me to find. I mean, literally, if I search agents. I'm trying to search for our private Facebook page, and it gives me everything else other than our page that I happen to be pretty important to that page and our group. And for some reason, it's good gracious. Sorry, y'all. Hey, Jolie. Nope, I can see your name, but I can't see you just got to click that link on that StreamYard thing, so we know it's you. Here we go. Yep, I am on now. Good morning, Bailey. Hope y'all had a great time yesterday in Brazelton together. Hope y'all learned something. Hope that time with was fun. It was enjoyable and it was beneficial. That's what we want to. That's what we see. All right, so we got Anna, we've got Bailey, we've got Jolie, Lynn. All right, let's get rolling, man. We're gonna have some more people join us, I'm sure, here in just a little bit, but it's Friday, and of course, we are looking at the end of a pretty fantastic week. I feel really, really good. I've kind of been back in the groove for a week now, thanks to this new book. I think this book has been an absolute godsend for me. It's something that, like I said, it came out of nowhere. And this 5 a.m. club, man, it's legit. I am halfway through. I wish I could sit and read the whole thing, but interesting. What I read this morning, I talk about reading all the time, and you hear the habits of you listen or read or pay attention to, like, really top producers, people who really do meaningful things, and they'll all tell you that reading books is it has to be a part of your life, that you've got to become a reader. And I don't care who it is. If they're successful and they do a lot, they're going to have a big library of books. And in this book this morning, a couple of days ago, there was a quote, and I told you this quote that victors love education and victims love entertainment. Victors love education, not like Victor Verdui or Victor Blockham, or bless his heart. He was the bad guy, wasn't he?
He was the bad guy.
He's probably not enjoyed his life much. Sorry, sir. But victors, champions. I like champions better. It's a better word. Champions love education and victims love entertainment. And so many of us we forget that. And if you remember, Christy said something, and she repeats this because we heard this, and I can't remember if it was Tom Ferry. Good morning, Millie. If we heard it from, I think we heard it from Tom Ferry, but there was a study that was done that they interviewed a bunch of people, and they found that the happiest people, that one of the traits of super, super happy people is education. They're always learning something new. They're always trying to learn something new. They're always challenging themselves with something new. And that makes for a truly happy life. And I think that's kind of what I want to talk about this morning. And that this education thing, this learning something new, this striving, what I've been kind of getting, and striving is such a bad word. If you're from Southern Baptist religion background like I am, striving was such a bad word. It was the emotion behind striving is that you're, good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Carrie. That you're not focused on you or your life, your relationship with God, but you're just trying to go out there and grab something else. So striving sometimes has a negative connotation, but I want to impress on you guys that what we've been talking about since the middle of July. I mean, today's August the 5th. I've been talking about this probably since July 5th or 6th, so about a month. And I've been talking about Tammy Bunnell's 6-week action plan and how to invigorate your last half of the year, how to really power your last half of the year. And if you were at the meeting on Wednesday, you heard me talk about, what would you do to make the last half of the year better than 2021? What would you do to make the last half of 2022 better than the entire year of 2021? Could you do 12 months of production? Well, now 4 months. Could you do 12 months of production in 4 months? And I'm telling you, and I believe in my supposition is that you can. That you can. That's one of the things about reading, about education, about learning something new, is all these possibilities start to emerge. You start to understand that these things in your heart, these desires that you have, these things, these little quiet things that you don't pay attention to, that when you read these books, you start to understand and start to realize that other people feel the same way. That's what, I mean, I literally went back and looked at the copyright of this book, because not that I come up with any original ideas, because this thing that I've been talking about for 4 years is not an original idea, by the way. It's been passed down through eons and generations, and through Bibles and Qurans and Torahs and religious texts all over the world, and all these books and works that help people get better. So my thoughts really aren't anything original. I'll probably dumb it down a little bit. But this book has been for me very eye-opening, because it really encompasses a lot of things that kind of hit me out of the blue. I'll never forget when Christy and I don't know, it kind of feels like it was. What I really feel like instigated this is Christy and I spent 2 days at the lodge with Coach Burt in a class where we were going to get certified, or believe we were going to get certified to become monster producer coaches, to get a coaching certification to do monster producer. So it was a 2 or 3 day thing that we did at the lodge with Coach Burt, and they were so, y'all know when you're in that room, right, with a bunch of like-minded people, and the energy in that room is an energy of learning and of expectation, of belief, and so I started writing things down. We would sit at a table, and Christy's writing things down in a book and all these ideas, and I'm writing these ideas that are just kind of coming to me, I felt like, out of nowhere. That was
November 2019.
Gosh, 3 years ago. Yeah, Christy's over there. It's November 2019. 3 years ago. And since then, we've been to Coach Burt's place in Florida. Since then, we have started these morning calls. Since then, there have been a lot of things put in motion. There's been the seeds planted for a book. There have been seeds planted for a coaching platform. Y'all have been exposed and introduced to Coach Burt. Coach Burt's been to Brasstown at one of our events and opened you up and expanded you. Now a lot of you are doing Monster Producer, and and it's bringing things into your life and helping you be better. So this book is really encompassing even all those thoughts, those spontaneous things that I thought were so original and so fantastic and so wonderful that I would go, hey, baby, look at this. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's really good. It's in this book. Those are eons. I mean, these things are eons old. These things that I'm telling you and these things that I'm trying to share with you are they're there. They're it's like the sun rising and the sun setting. It's been there since the beginning of time, but a lot of us have been distracted and are distracted. That's kind of what I want to talk about this morning, because I think that's been the theme. What keeps you from your dreams and desires? Let me ask you that question. Think about this. What keeps you from your dreams and desires? What keeps you from having your best year ever? And it can be rhetorical, or you can put something in the comment box if you want to. What do you believe in your heart? What do you think in your head or believe in your heart keeps you from achieving your best, keeps you from being the best version of you? Okay, Michelle Tilson said me. What does that mean? Go deeper. What does that mean? When you say me, I keep me from doing that. What does that mean? Because to truly discover, uncover, and then start to recover from these habitual patterns, these habitual behaviors, you got to identify it. So what does that mean, Michelle? What does it mean, Carrie? What does that mean? These are, okay, now we're getting somewhere. So Anthony Davis, fear of inadequacy. Carrie Leland, believing that I can truly achieve that level. Belief. Michelle, what's your me? Okay. Ego, lack of discipline, fear of rejection. So now all these things are starting to come out. And those things are even probably not the deepest level, because where does fear of rejection come from? Where does that belief that you can't achieve at that level come from? Where does fear of inadequacy come from? That's where you got to go deeper. Because see, those are things that your ego tells you. Those are things right now that you're telling yourself those are the reasons, but they're deeper than that. Where did that originate? Where did that start? Where did that come from? And if you can go deeper and go deeper and go deeper, that's why it's so important to have a morning routine, to be able to sit in silence, sit by yourself with no distractions. No distractions. Sit by yourself. Understand. Try to figure out where that fear of inadequacy comes from. Because if you've ever met Anthony Davis, that dude walks around with so much confidence. Like, he's the guy on our videos that's doing this, right? So Anthony's the guy that, I mean, y'all, everybody loves Anthony so much. So where does that come from? Where does that feeling come from? Where does that thought come from? So Carrie's got some deep-seated things in there from a parental figure, from a father figure, from somebody who was supposed to have built her up, and somebody, and so this is something for Carrie that's super, super deep and super, super emotional, because those original emotional inputs that we have in our lives are from two parental figures that are supposed to give us a foundation. The unfortunate thing is a lot of our parental figures, when we got started, had no idea what they were doing, and they were jacked up, and they had no emotional upbringing. And so they put on us all of their dumb shit. Sorry, Violet. Love you. That's not bad. Sorry, Violet. She's probably like this. She's probably like, sorry. Those parental figures put on us all their dumb crap. And so they use us as their battering ram. They use us as their punching bag. They use us as their emotional slap around toy. I'll never forget. I don't remember who gave it to me.
Now,
Do what?
We observe adults doing that now, and we have no control over it.
Yeah. So those things right there, and I would venture a guess, if you have fears of inadequacy, if you have fears of not being enough, if you have fears of, and you have that deep seated feeling, I promise you that's probably from a dad. That's probably from a father figure, who didn't pour into you emotionally, who was very distant from you, who may not have built you up. And I talk about my dad all the time, and I will say this: my dad tried the best he could with what he had, and I'm not going to cry this morning. I'm not. My dad did the best he could with what he had. He didn't come from, his dad, God rest his soul, was a piece of crap. Violet, sorry. My granddad was an absolute piece of crap, and that passed on to my dad. Not that my dad was a piece of crap. My dad did the best he could with what he had, and my dad did all he could to make sure that I was able to do things. I was able to have some emotional upbringing. That I was able to have some strength. But what saved me, and I'm telling you right now, what saved me is my mom's mom, my Nana. She's the one that saved me. She's the one that poured into me. She's the one that said you can do whatever you want to do. She's the one that opened my eyes to outside of the four walls of my house. Because if it had been left to just the four walls of my house, I would probably be sitting in a corner somewhere in a prison cell, hoping that Big Bubba didn't maybe drop the soap. My grandmother saved me. My Nana saved me, and I'll always believe that. So going back to that was a rabbit trail I wasn't expecting. But to go back to what we talked about, your performance, your lack of performance, your ability to do something special. I'm gonna say this to you again. Every one of you on this call, every one of you that will watch this later today, watch it on YouTube, watch it on Exit Realty Lake Country Nation, watch it on the agent page. Every one of you have been given and possess inside of you a God-given birthright, a spark of dynamic, world-changing ability that you've got to find, that you've got to uncover, that you've got to build, that you have to fuel. Of you. The world needs you to do this magnificent thing that you're supposed to do. And I don't know, is it writing a book? Is it doing a podcast? Are you a speaker? Is it you're going to make $750,000 a year for the next 25 years so that you can give $300,000 of that to CHOA or to a charity or to you help some other child or you help some other thing. I don't know what it is. I just know that every one of you has a deep down desire, a deep down something that you've got to uncover. And I feel so passionately about this because it came up back in July. I've been impressing on you guys to really try to sit and uncover what this is. And then I get introduced in this book and it's taken me back to sort of the foundations, right? Sort of the foundations. If Carrie, and I'm gonna use Carrie for example because Carrie's she does the elfin cookie magic and makes all kinds of things. And if there were a recipe that you made, and I'm speaking to Carrie right now, or any one of you that understand this, because this is kind of the way this works. If you pulled cookies out of the oven and they tasted awful, would you the next time go back and change some of the ingredients? Would you go back and alter maybe a little less salt, maybe a little more sugar, maybe a little less cinnamon, maybe a little more vanilla? Would you go back and change those ingredients? Would you evaluate that final product that comes out of the oven, look at them, taste them? Oh my God, It's okay. It's not great. The next time you made those things, would you abandon the cookies altogether? Would you take the stove out of the kitchen and throw it out in the damn stove? Cook the cookies bad, and you take the stove out and throw it out in the garage and say, Aaron, go buy me a new stove. These cookies are awful, right? Aaron, go buy me a new refrigerator. These cookies are terrible. I need more milk. I need better milk. You got to get me better water. But that's sort of what we do in our life. We don't go back to the essentials. We don't go back to the little things, the little ingredients that made those things bad. We'll change a company. We'll go do something else that has no bearing on the final product. The final product, you walking around every day, operating at your best, operating at your highest levels, doing business like nobody's ever done before, becoming a leader in this industry. Carrie said, absolutely, I'd throw it all away because she'd be horrified. Burn the kitchen, Aaron. New kitchen. Cookies are awful. Off with your head. Get out of my house, Aaron. These cookies are terrible. No, you don't. You go back to the little bits and pieces. That's what's been so important for me. This is what I'm trying to impress on you. The little bits and pieces are the things that you've been told since since you've been old enough to listen. Do the homework. Do the small things. Pay attention to your morning routine. Add some different ingredients. Change the salt for the sugar. Alter the cinnamon for the vanilla. Change the things in the beginning. The little small things that you think don't matter. Those are the things that matter the most. It's not the company. It's not exit. It's not the market. It's not the clothes you wear. It's not the cars you drive. None of those things matter. What matters is how you get up in the morning and start your day. What matters is what are you putting in your spirit? What are you putting in your head? What are you putting in your heart? All right, y'all got to read this. This is pretty good. I'm gonna let y'all read this together. We'll all read this. Y'all, this is Carrie. You gotta get a better morning routine. I'm just gonna tell you. You gotta find some peace. Carrie says, true story. One time my cookies sucked, but Aaron said they were fine to give to Maggie's team. I literally threw the cookies at him. My kids are likely telling their therapist about that at this moment. So Carrie, my love, my dear, we got to get you a better morning routine. This is what I'm trying to impress on you guys. This is what's so important. And I think this is what I'm going to get kind of where I want to take this morning. When I say to you, every one of you are leaders. Every one of you are leaders. Okay? It's not a leader by position. It's not a leader by better commission split. It's not a leader by better parking spot. Every one of you were built to do something special. Every one of you were built to do something influential. Every one of you were built to direct, to have people look at you, to be a virtuoso, if you will, in your circles. Every one of you have been built that way. Carrie, she said, I sat in the dark and meditated for the first time this morning before I touched her phone at a girl. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Every one of you are built to do something special, to be a leader in your space, to be a leader in your community, a leader in your home, a leader in your church, a leader in your neighborhood. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. In this culture, in Western culture, over the last 10 or 15, 20 years, it's Western culture, okay? We've all been duped to believing that average is okay. We've all been duped and brainwashed into thinking that being average is okay, that you shouldn't try to be special. that you shouldn't try to do something better than somebody else. What makes you better than anybody else? Why do you think you're so special? Why do you think the world revolves around you? The sun and moon and stars don't set in the crack of your behind. Why do you think the world owes you something? Why do you think you're so special? I'm telling you right now, my mom says that to me right now. Aaron, you're not that special. The world doesn't revolve around you. You think that you just get to do whatever I'm like, whoa. Number one, I'm 50 years old. And if I want to think I'm special, I think I'm special. My wife says I'm special, even if you don't think I am. But you hear what I'm saying? This is what your parents have said to you. This is what you've been duped into believing. You've been duped into believing our kids are being taught in school to be average. Our kids are being taught in school to be average. The kids who are exceptional, the kids who have a natural ability to be exceptional, instead of pushing them forward and letting people chase them and trying to get the other kids to go that fast, we slow them down to the slowest person in the class. Our kids have been duped into being average. You have been duped into mediocrity. There's this feeling that it's okay to be mediocre. It's okay to be like everybody else. Don't think you're special. Live in a neighborhood. Go to school, get a job, get married, buy a house in a subdivision, have you a nice place, buy you a car and a truck, get you a boat, and just go be mediocre. So, and Carrie says education teaches to the lowest common denominator. So does society. So does society. Because guess what? Education teaching to the lowest common denominator is the same thing you guys do right now. You accept the fact that it's okay to be mediocre. You accept the fact that it's okay to not reach your goals. You accept the fact that it's okay to not have your dreams and desires. You accept the fact that it's okay to live in a crappy marriage. You accept the fact that it's okay to not be healthy. You accept the fact that it's okay to drink Coke. Guys, Coke takes the finish off of pennies. Coca-Cola takes the finish off of pennies. You can clean battery terminals in your vehicle with Coca-Cola. Yet it's one of the highest selling drinks in the world. We've accepted the fact that it's okay to be mediocre and do what everybody else does and act like everybody else does. We've lost the ability. We've been duped. We're hypnotized. That's what the book says. The book says we've been hypnotized into mediocrity. You've been hypnotized into mediocrity. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to impress on you, implore in you that it's time for this media. I got chills right now because I believe this so strongly. This company, Exit Realty Lake Country, we may not ever have, y'all. I don't know if Christy's gonna get mad at me for saying this or not, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it was eye-opening, but also very telling. And it helps me understand the direction that we're going and kind of where we're headed. Y'all know I've been saying that we've lost 17 people over the last little bit. It's actually 30. We've lost 30 people since 2021. 30 agents we've lost since 2021. I'm sorry, 2022. She's upstairs getting Zeke ready. She's on down the stairs. 2022. 30. I thought it was 17. It's more like 30. And here's why I thought it was 17. Because not many of them did anything. So when we lose we kind of went through and we were driving down the road and Christy's looking and I said, what are you doing? I'm just looking at stuff. And we started going through names of people that have left our company. There's probably 2 or 3 that we wish had stayed. The other 27 were just dead weight. It's like if I walk outside and cut dead branches off of a tree, I'm cutting branches off of a tree. The tree is losing branches. It is losing some of its life. It's losing some of its extension. But those branches weren't serving any purpose. Christy called it, that's how you get more roses on a rose bush, is you got to prune some of the branches off the bush. And that's how you grow bigger roses. That's how you grow prettier roses. That's what a gardener does, is the gardener knows, and this is this is a biblical teaching, a universal truth. You've got to prune. You've got to pay attention. You have to take the things out of your life that aren't serving you. Take the things out of your life that aren't serving you. Prune the things that are mediocre. Cut the things off. Watching Netflix, cut it off. Go read a book. Scrolling on your phone for 30 or 45 minutes, cut it off. Distractions, cut the distractions. Start to prune your life. We've pruned this company. And if you remember the numbers that we gave you the other day, our numbers are doing this with people doing this. Our numbers of agents are doing this, but our production's doing this. What does that tell you? By putting time and attention into the things that matter, by putting time and attention into the things that really matter, by putting time and attention, because guess what? If I went and bought a new printer, if we had $7,000 printers in every single office, it's not going to increase our production. If the Wi-Fi worked perfectly, it's not going to increase the production in every single office. If our offices were shiny, and have y'all ever been in the Berkshire Hathaway office in Greensboro? Man, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. I mean, beautiful. If all of our offices look like that, it wouldn't increase the production. I know the Milledgeville agents are so hacked because we're like 90% done. We're just not finished with that office. But at the end of the day, we do need to finish that office. But even finishing that office doesn't increase production. Lynn, quit dragging dead weight. Guys, do you know your dead weight is you walking in mediocrity and you accepting the fact that it's okay to be average? It's okay to be average. It's okay to not meet your goals. What if, I want y'all to, there's 14 of you on this call, and there'll be more people that'll watch this later. What if you raised your kids like you raised yourself? What if you raised your kids like you treat yourself? What if, Alex, you're on here. What if this morning, before Riggs and Rhett go to school, you look at them and you say, boys, it's okay to be average. Don't stand out today. Y'all just stay middle of the pack. Just go be average. Don't cause any waves. What if, Michelle, you told Violet, just be average. Don't stand out. Just go over there. Don't worry about it. Go make C's, girl. It is perfectly fine. Would you do that? No, you wouldn't. So stop doing it to yourself. Rub your eyes, smack your head, do whatever you got to do to wake yourself from this slumber. Wake yourself from this hypnosis that it's okay to be average. You're too special. The gift that you've been given, your birthright, is for betterment of the world. Can one person change the world? Probably not. Can 3 million people change the world? Absolutely. Can one person change the real estate industry? Probably not. Can 60 agents at Exit Realty Lake Country who are all on the same page, who are operating at their highest and best, who are out in the marketplace showing people what real estate's all about, who are showing clients what real estate's all about, who are showing other agents what real estate's all about and how to do this above average, how to be an exceptional professional, how to operate in that 5% difference? Can 60 of us, could 70 of us, could 100 of us change this industry? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. That's how we become the light on top of the hill, because there's 100 of us. There's 100 of us who are operating at I got chills right now. There are 100 of us, 120 agents at Exit Realty Lake Country operating at our highest and best. We are absolutely at a point where this is about to happen, and Christy and I are going to have to tell folks, we can't take you. I'm so sorry. We can't take you. We don't have any space. We are where we need to be. If there were you guys running at your highest and best, that's how we get on top of that mountain. So I'm going to harp on this. I'm going to stay on this. I'm going to push you guys. Stop being mediocre. Stop allowing yourself to be mediocre. Stop telling yourself it's okay to not reach your goals. Stop telling yourself it's okay to not have the level of income that you want to have. Stop telling yourself that it's okay to not make your phone calls. It's okay if I don't send those emails. It's okay if I don't follow up. Stop doing that. You wouldn't let your kids do it. So if Zeke comes on this afternoon and said, you know what? I really don't feel like doing homework. I think homework's unnecessary. When I'm 24 years old, this homework right now is not going to mean a thing. So I'd just rather not do homework. I think I'd rather do something else. Do you think Christy and I would look at Zeke and say, you know what, Zeke? That's a great idea. I don't think you should do homework either. It's okay to be average. It's okay to not worry about it. We'll just let it turn out how it's all going to turn out when you're 24, and we'll just go like it's going to go. We'll just see what happens. No, there's no way on this planet we would do that. But that's exactly what we do with ourselves. That's exactly what you say to yourself. You sit back, you sit in your chair, you don't get on Boomtown, you don't use your tools, you don't make the phone calls, you don't have your goals in front of you, you don't have your dreams and desires at the forefront right here in front of you with this burning desire in your spirit in the center of who you are to go out and grab that thing and bring it closer. So you just go, yeah, it ain't a big deal. If I don't make those phone calls today, it's going to be okay. I know I said my goal was 15 deals this year, but I've done 7. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't really need to push that hard. Does that resonate with any of you? Because I promise you, it resonates with me. When I sit down in the chair and I say, you know what? I really don't need to call this person today. Yeah, I really don't need to write anything in that book today. Yeah, it'll happen if it happens. Nah, I really don't need to. I really don't need to write anything on this coaching platform. Nah, that ain't a big deal. It'll happen if it's going to happen. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Because it sure as hell sounds familiar to me. That was a little cuss word. Raise your hand. Holler if you hear me, right? Because that's what we do to ourselves. That's how we talk to ourselves. Because we've been hypnotized into thinking that mediocre is okay. We've been hypnotized into believing that if we don't achieve our dreams and desires, yeah, that ain't a big deal. I'm not that special anyway. Who am I to reach my dreams? Who am I to do that? I'm just Anthony Davis. Who am I? I'm just Gary Leland. I'm not anything special. I'm just Aaron Dwyer. I'm not that special. Who am I to believe that I can do this? Does that sound familiar to anybody? Because it does to me. It does to me. You know what's special about this company? You know what's special about Exit Realty Lake Country, about Exit Realty? What makes us so much different than any other real estate company on the planet? We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Do we have the perfect splits? Nope. If an apple a day keeps the doctor away, if that's true, sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Sounds pretty simple. Eat an apple 365 days a year and I don't get sick. What if that's true? What if we believe we can do it? What if you believed you could do it? Lynn Grizzle, Why wouldn't we believe we can do it? Why wouldn't you believe in yourself? Why wouldn't you be your biggest fan? Why wouldn't you be your biggest supporter? Why wouldn't you eat an apple every single day if it kept the doctor away? Why wouldn't you give your best to yourself every single day if you knew it could change the world? Who's stopping you? Who's stopping you from being the best version of you? Here's what I was going to say. That's such a great question. Here's what makes Exit Realty Lake Country special. What makes Exit Realty special? We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And there are things at Exit. We don't have the perfect split. Gosh, if you were to say, would you rather make 100% of your money or 70% of your money? Everybody's going to say 100% of their money. So the splits aren't perfect, right? The residual plan, that third stream of income, absolutely amazing. Is it the best it could be? No, it's not. Heck, I'd much rather make $30,000 or $40,000 a year versus $10,000 a year. Heck, I'd much rather have, I don't know, I'd rather have 15% than 10%. I'd rather have 7% than 8%. It's not perfect. There are things that aren't perfect. Here's the difference though. %80 of this company, and not just Exit Realty Lake Country, Exit Realty Corporate, Canada, and the United States. 80% of this company, the people that make up this company, the like that's attracted to like, the people that are attracted to people. Steve Morris starting this in a vision, building this person, Bill Nasby, Bob McKinnon, the people that Steve Morris built this with person by person by person by person to where we are now. 90% of these people will rally around you and be your biggest supporters. They will tell you what you don't believe in yourself. Steve Morris will look you in the eye and tell you what you're capable of. He will look you in the eye and have more belief in your ability than you're going to have in yourself. Tammy Bunnell will look you in the eye. She will read your mail, and she will believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Craig Witt, Lori Muller, Bob McKinnon, Annette Anthony. I could name all the executive staff. I could go to any office in North America, set you in there, let you meet a couple of exit agents, and I promise you, those people are 80% of the time, those people are going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. What makes us special is you're not on an island. Because in some of your circles, you have people who don't believe the way you believe, who don't believe in your dreams and visions the way you need to be believing in your dreams and visions. And you surround yourself with people who make you comfortable. You surround yourself with people who don't push you. You surround yourself with people who don't hold you accountable for being lazy, for being distracted, for being mediocre, because they are too. They think it's okay to be mediocre. They think it's okay to be average. Who do you think you are? Why do you think you're so much better than me? That's what you get from the people in a lot of your circles. That's not this company. That is not Exit Realty, and that's not Exit Realty Lake Country. Because I promise you, as long as I have breath in my lungs, and I'm wearing Exit Realty Lake Country colors, and I'm able to stand up in front of you and talk to you and believe in you, you're never going to hear that from me. I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you. Christy may pull my foot back and not let me kick you in the butt as hard as you need to be kicked in the butt, or she may kick you in the butt like you need to be kicked in the butt. Heck, she kicks me in the butt. I need to kick her in the butt. We need people in our lives who challenge us to be exceptional. That's what makes this company special, is this company is made up of people, truckloads, busloads. When you go to convention, that's what makes convention so special, is just the room is an energy full of exceptional. And people helping everybody be better. And you leave there a different person than you were when you got there. Michelle Tilson, is that not true? All of you that have been to convention, Winston, who else has been at Winston? You leave there different. I think all the people that have been there, you leave there different than you show up. When you go to Coach Bert's events, what makes those events so special is you're in a room full of people with the same kind of energy who are all going, striving, going to be better. That's why 2019, when we went to that event, those ideas were born. Those things were birthed. It's an energy. Some of you need to stop surrounding yourselves with mediocre people. And some of you need to some of you eagles need to stop hanging out with turkeys. You need to find you some more eagles. This company is full of eagles. Some of you need to have this quote, I love this quote. I said it the other day in the meeting. Michelangelo had a big block of granite and he knew David was in there. He just had to find him. He knew a masterpiece was in a big block of granite. He just had to find him. There's a masterpiece in you. There's a masterpiece in you. But it takes people like me. It takes companies like Exit Realty Lake Country. It takes people like Steve Morris and his vision for a better real estate company. It takes Bob McKinnon to speak life into you through leadership. It takes Annette Anthony to bring her energy. It takes a village. It takes an artist. It takes a sculptor. It takes somebody with a hammer and a chisel to start banging away the mediocrity out of your life and start insisting and start pushing and start creating exceptional. Technology is a wonderful thing. Y'all know I'm kind of a tech nerd. Christy calls me a tech nerd all the time. Technology is wonderful. If it weren't for technology, we couldn't do this right now. If it weren't for technology, we could not have this call right now. So there are some things that are fantastic about technology. There are. But there are also some things about technology that are driving you further and further into mediocrity. And I talk about this all the time. There are things about technology that are driving you to mediocrity. It's easy to be distracted. It's easy to check your text messages when you should be doing something else. It's easy to flip on a Netflix show. Hell, Netflix will play one show after the next show, after the next show, after the next show. Y'all, we have literally sat for 4 hours on a couch and watched Netflix shows. We have sat on a couch and binged watched Netflix until 2 a.m, 3 a.m. We have surfed the internet. I remember during COVID, when that would have been a fantastic time when we were sick, we would stay up and I'd be looking at like street cameras in France, trying to figure out conspiracy theories, trying to hear for gunshots. I mean, we had to do that crap at 3 or 4 a.m. And then one day we're like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of this hole. Which one?
The big thing right in the middle of the page on the right.
The black and the gray?
The big heading.
Okay. The secret to achieving your goals. Look what this is from.
No, look, yeah. You're talking about exceptional.
Okay. Exceptionalism. Steve Morris, if you've not read this is the founder of the company that you work for. I was with Remax for 13 years. Dave Liniger has never written a book about you being exceptional. He's written a book about him being exceptional. He's written a book about him being awesome, but he's never written a book about how to make you awesome. Steve Morris wrote a book about you being exceptional. In addition to other things that he's written that you should read, like the affirmation, the mind and affirmation principle. You were born to be exceptional. Look at that. Look at the title. Born to be exceptional. This is the founder of your company. This is the person who you can talk to at a convention, who's going to speak into your life and believe everything about you because this is what he believes you to be. Born to be exceptional. The secret to achieving your goals, the secret to getting to where your dreams and desires are, the secret to getting to that place where you can sit down and have tears in your eyes when you look around. Hang on. Whew, Lord, that would hit me hard. Hang on, sorry. The secret to pulling up to 75 Yacht Club Point, to walking in the front door and realizing that it's our house. The secret to sitting on that jet plane. You know what my visualization was this morning? Cleo, please. What my visualization was this morning? Pull up to a gate, push a button. Yes, Mr. Dwyer. Hey, how you doing? I just need to get on that. I'm here, blah, 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 blah. Yes, sir, come on in. The gate opens up. Pull the black Range Rover in. Stop it right there on the tarmac. There's the jet sitting there. Walk up on the airplane. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, good morning. How are you? I visualized all this morning. Went through the whole thing. Plain as day. How are you, sir? Good morning. Thanks so much. Where are you headed? Yes, sir. Thanks. That's great. And as soon as I walk on the plane, I take my shoes off and I'm barefooted and I feel the carpet on my feet. And I walk back and sit in my chair, put my seatbelt on, grab my cup of coffee, and I'm barefooted on the airplane. That was my visualization this morning. Now, Christy's taking her shoes off on an airplane once, but it was a Delta flight, and I advised against that because there's no telling what kind of cooties are in that carpet. But this carpet felt fantastic. It was plush, felt good in my toes. That was my visualization this morning. That's how the secret to achieving your goals, your dreams, and desires is mental conditioning. Mental conditioning. It's not going to happen once. It's not going to happen after one visualization. It's not going to happen after one prayer. It's not going to happen after one time. You've got to yearn. That's what the Bible says. Yearn. That word even pulls it out of you. You got to yearn. You got to want it so bad you'll never stop. You got to want it so bad that you'll never quit. And then the day you wake up, and I would show you the day you wake up and the lake's out behind your house, the day you wake up and you look around, you go, I mean, I still do it. We've been here, we closed 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. I still do it. I still go, holy crap, this is ours. You're born to be exceptional. This is nothing more than what I set my intentions on, what I set my mind on, what I set my focus on. It may not, I expected to have a black Range Rover last June. If y'all remember from that Madison meeting, I expected to have one last June, but obviously mine hadn't come yet. Mine didn't here yet. What are you willing to drop to stop being mediocre? Here's what I'm going to tell you. And here's what I want you to listen to. And here's what I want you to hear. Here's what I want you to impress into your psychology, into your psychosis, into your belief system, into your spirit, into your soul. If other people can do it, why can't you? If other people can achieve everything they set their minds on, why can't you? If Grant Cardone can have a jet and a Rolls Royce, not that stuff is everything. I'm not really tied to stuff. But the stuff is the realization. The stuff is the thing that helps you spread your love. The stuff is the thing that helps you. Because check this out. When the jet plane comes, do you think that you guys are not going to be on that jet plane? Do you think there aren't going to be trips that we're going to do at Exit Realty Lake Country where we say, hey, Carrie, come on. Michelle, you and Jared, Violet, come on. Let's go take a trip. Our highest producers. We're gonna take 10 of our highest producers to Florida for the weekend. Let's go get on the plane. Meet us here at 10 o'clock. Do y'all not think that's what's gonna happen? And it will not be because I want you to come see my plane. It's gonna be, I want you to see how possible this is. What My ego, when my little dude, when I see Coach Bird on his jet airplane, I'm telling y'all, being Coach Bird, he didn't know this. And if you watch this later, Coach Bird, I think I've told you this in person, but I'm sorry about this. But when I first met Coach Bird, I couldn't stand him because my ego was like, who is this dude thinking he's so awesome? Who is this dude that's written books, that's talking all this stuff? Who's this guy? Why is he better than me? He's not better than me. Ego. And it wasn't until I met Christy that I put my ego down and paid attention to who Coach Bird is as a person. And every now and again, when I see Coach Bird on his jet plane and I see them flying places, my ego gets upset. It does. It gets a little upset, but it's okay. But here's what Coach Bird on his jet has done for me. It's done for me what I just said to you. If he can do it, I can do it. I promise you, look around your markets. Look around your markets and look at the people who are making the most money, who are having the biggest impact, who are doing the biggest things. Look around your market. Are they any smarter than you? Are they better looking than you? Well, some of us, but I can't help it. I've lived my best life already, I guess. I'm trending downward. I'm teasing. Do they have better hearts than you? Do they speak better than you? Do they do anything differently than you can do? No. So stop living a life of mediocrity. Stop living your life to be average. Stop talking to yourself like you wouldn't talk to your kid. I want to read you this. I'm going to put this on our Facebook page later, and I'm going to try to make a little graphic. But this quote, I've read this a couple of times, and this quote is absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to find it, but here's the gist of it. It's an Alexander the Great quote, and Alexander the Great said, "I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by sheep. I'm afraid of a group of sheep led by a lion." Now let this sink in. I'm going to read that one more time. I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. We've got huge things to do. You have huge things to do. There are lives to change. There are worlds to change. There are industries to change. And it's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to Christy. It's up to Carrie. It's up to Bailey. It's up to Lynn. It's up to Alex. It's up to Michelle. It's up to every one of you to do everything that you can do on a daily basis to be the best version of you. Today's Friday. You got a weekend. You don't have to get up in the morning and be on a call. You don't have to be up in the morning taking your kids to school, but you could be up in the morning taking care of you. You could be up in the morning. You could be up in the morning planting seeds to be exceptional. You could be up in the morning taking a step to be exceptional. You could be up in the morning doing the things that need to be done to become exceptional. All right, I'm done. Obviously, the kitchen has become alive with activity. I love you guys. We love you guys. You mean the absolute world to us. And we want nothing more than absolute stardom for every single one of you. So be good. Be great. Be you. Bye, y'all. Have a great weekend. Love y'all.
You have